Okay, so this is my fault. Let me hear myself now. Oh, come on. Now you lag, of course. Come on. Just have to wait for myself to talk on here. Okay, so this is my fault. Okay, there. All right, so I'm good to go there. So what I did wrong is that I was waiting to press master copy because I'm doing this off my Elgato, which when I do more streams in the future, unless I'm doing videos for reviews or something, I plan on just doing them off of XSplit. But you have to actually press the commentary button for it to record your audio. So that was my bad. Yeah, there's the audio. Yep, and that was my bad because usually I wait to press the record button. Oh no, I fucked it up. Shit. Hopefully that doesn't mess up when I do record. Hopefully it does master copy. Yes, okay. Hopefully it doesn't mix my audio and the stuff together. So anyway, yep, we're here again. We're for the last little streaming session for the overclocking video, for me to get footage and so on and so forth. So I have a lot to talk about with this one because, well, we have a lot to talk about and we have a lot to go on because, sadly, PSP games have a lot of, what's the best word? A lot of RPGs. So we have a bit to go through, and I kind of want to do a combination of showing the cutscenes in the game, comparable to also showing the gameplay. And also, we have a brand new emulator now. Or not a brand new emulator, but beforehand, if you guys ever watched my emulating, or my experimental emulators, which some people argued some of them aren't considered experimental because technically they're done. It's just the hardware isn't good enough to get all of it, but I still call it experimental because people are, it's not like it runs perfectly. I got no clue how this is going to run any good. And you might be partially right, but there's some methods that can be kind of helpful, and if you just absolutely have to use the Pi for something, there are solutions, and that's what we're going to talk about here. Now, the first thing to talk about is that there's actually two emulators when it comes to the PSP, and you have to actually download one of them. Oh, and the stream health, of course, is being weird. Stop that stream health. Video output is low. It's lower than the recommended bitrate. We recommend that you do bitrate of 25. Yeah, well, I don't have that much YouTube, so fuck off. As long as I can still hear myself. Stop that stream health. Video up. Okay. So anyway, it's called the... so basically, when I did the video beforehand, I used the... my Pi3 can barely run the Nintendo 64, so... Well, the Nintendo 64 is actually a very difficult system to emulate just in general. Like, to be fair, like, the PlayStation 1 runs so much better, and it's odd because you would think that because of the similar console generation, it would have more issues, but it really doesn't. I don't know exactly why. I don't know if it's the architecture or something like that. I know some of it is compiling issues. That's what we were talking about a while ago. But anyway, talking about the PSP here. The PSP emulator is PPSSPP, and for the video I used the LR version. Now, apparently you can go into the configuration, and let's see if I can actually find it so I can have this footage ready for when I do the actual review. So I don't have to actually record this specific bit. It should be the RetroPie setup. I forgot which one this is going to be in. Okay, so it should be... I'm not going to update any of my stuff from here. Manage packages. Optional packages, and it should... I think it should be an optional. I could be wrong. And I wish the down button... Actually, would it work better if I used my... Yeah, there you go. Faster if I used my... Yep, there we go. PPSSPP. So, usually the Rycast one's installed, by the way, but if you need to install it, it's here as well. So, anyway, we just want to back out of this. Yep, there we go. Just exit out of that. So, that's how you download this. It's basically the emulator without doing the LR, the RetroArch kind of settings and stuff. And we'll get into it now. Actually, one of the best games to play on here. So anyway, we're going to do a Shin Budokai, and just to show, basically we are doing, there's the LR and then the PSP. We are going to do the actual PPSSPP. I used to think that this emulator didn't actually work as well as just doing a regular, the LR one either. I didn't think there were that many settings, but I actually looked up good settings to use. And it's kind of helpful, but I'll try to get into, why I think it's, only a little bit helpful. But basically, so we're getting through this stuff. And also, there's different saves when you're using LR stuff. So if, like, let's say you're playing, again, Shin Budokai Another Road, when I moved over files, I couldn't keep this game, because this game actually ran pretty well on the Original Pi 3, no problems. But anyway, imagine that I decide, okay, I want to use this emulator now. Well, the biggest issue with this emulator is that it doesn't use the same save settings, and a lot of them are actually like that, where for some reason just LR likes to use different save files. So I would have to start this all over again. So we're just going to do basic, just arcade stuff. There's no reason to go through the actual gameplay again. Though, I am curious if you guys would actually like to see me play through this game through a stream on here. It's a lot of fun. Anyway, we'll skip the intro now. So now I will show you guys the settings. So this is the PPSSPP emulator. It's a little bit different in terms of its setup, but it is kind of actually, it's probably the best settings in just everything in general when it comes to a non-LR emulator. It's actually my favorite so far. Basically, the settings you want to do are going to be, it's all going to depend on what you're playing, but you're going to want to have, if I remember correctly, it's frame skipping. You want to turn frame skipping on, but depending on which game you're playing and how bad the lag is, it's going to be dependent. You're going to want to go 0 to 2. Even 2 is honestly pushing it for me. And then we're going to have prevent the FPS from exceeding 60. I guess that's just helpful in some cases. Rendering resolution, they wanted it 2x PSP. And then for the audio, because it can be a little have issues at times, you want to have it at high latency. So there's how you set up that. So the way it works here is this game actually runs really well, so I don't think you actually need any frame skipping at all. So this game can run at the full, yeah, is it really 60? Damn, I'm actually kind of surprised. Yeah, it actually runs pretty damn well. Not usually a lot of lag at all, so we'll show this off. But anyway, yeah, really the only issue that I have with this is that the settings are weird in terms of the controller input, so I'm not a big fan. Let me hear how this is going right now. It actually runs pretty damn well. Cool. Gotta thank you for your video on how to set up the software and benchmarks. I was able to set it up so I can give it as a gift. So thanks, man. Okay, cool. Good to hear. Your video on how to set up the software and benchmarks. Yeah, no, it's what it was there for. I wanted to make sure everyone had a good idea about how the Pi works. Especially because some emulators just are a pain in the ass to work. Alright, then so I'm going to play Goku. I'd probably play... Oh, of course, Super Saiyan 2 Gohan. Of course, why not? But basically, the reason why I want to play Goku is because his Spirit Bomb lagged beforehand, and now we're not only do we have this new emulator, but we have our overclock setting, which are the same as the Dreamcast and the it's the same as the Dreamcast and the Nintendo 64. 1600 for ARM chip. I'm trying to think. 600 for both GPU and CPU, though the V3D is at 500. And then the RAM is at 500 as well. And I believe our overvoltage is at 6, the highest you can go to. So anyway, we got enough of this. So anyway, this used to lag a lot. Oh no, we actually have a little bit of lag there still. But not too bad. Still pretty much lower than what it was before. We got happy faces. Yay, happy faces. Woohoo. How's the stream doing, guys? It's saying it's not doing too well, but it's not like I increase your bitrate. It's like, oh yeah, but if I do that, it's just going to have issues. Sorry, internets. I don't think anybody was... I don't think anybody's doing anything on line right now. We're actually getting lag. Okay, I'm actually a little surprised here. Runs pretty well still, so I don't really have any issues with it. But if the lag does bother you, what frame skipping does is it actually... well, one will cut it in half, so we were at 60 beforehand. Now we're going at 30, which looks a little choppy, but it's not too bad. Yeah, no, Shin Budokai, this game runs really well. Dragon Ball Z Shin Budokai. Like I said, I was able to play this on my regular Pi, and it only lagged during the super moves. I think even like moves like the Kamehameha Wave weren't bad at all. Also, the control inputs are weird, so I'm used to what Budokai usually is. But like, the E button, which is usually the circle button on the far right, is actually the bottom one, which annoys the crap out of me. So anyway, so that was half the setting, and for some reason it recommends 2, which I think here would turn it to 15. Oh no, it turns it to 20, okay. So it turns it to 20 frames, which is, ugh. Yeah, it's just too slow in my opinion, and if you're playing a game that usually runs at 30 FPS, it actually runs it at 10 frames per second. And then 1 is 15, and then 0 is 30, so it all depends on what game you're playing and how well it can run. For the most part, if you can, you know, it just you gotta really kind of experiment with every game and see which one works the best. But we'll stick, you know, 60. This game runs almost 60 pretty damn well, so there's really no reason not to. You know, little glitches now here and then, but still pretty good. I mean, it's not like this game is really competitive or anything, so. Okay, I actually got a little bit of lag there. I'm actually kind of surprised. Jeez, we're getting a lot more lag than I'm used to, actually. That's actually kind of surprising. I guess maybe I was actually a little bit wrong there. I thought there was absolutely no lag, but I guess I'm wrong. But again, that seems, again, if you cut the frame rate in half, it ends up skipping a lot of the lower frame rate stuff, so you actually don't have to worry about it as much. Alright, so we had some fun there. I think we'll switch to a different character just to see how the game works with them as well. I know Goku's Spirit Bomb is usually the pretty graphically intensive one just because they try to make it as big as possible. I love to keep building energy in that in Tenkaichi 2, I think it was. 2 and 3 is just so much fun just to build. Just keep building energy throughout the fight. Hey Riku, Keyblade Master. We're actually going to be checking out Birth by Sleep later if you want to go see how the Raspberry Pi runs off that as well. Which character should we do now? I'll wait for you guys to answer. Which character should we do? I'll get the most votes. What do you do for cooling for your Pi? I specifically bought a $5 set that has... I bought a $5 heatsink set, which basically has more thinning in between the heatsink, so it cools off a lot easier. And it also came with a copper piece for the bottom of the Pi, which is not something I would usually think of. And then I'm also using a Thermal Take USB fan. I think it's actually called the Thermal Take 2 in stores, but on Amazon it was like just thermal USB take fan. And it's a Banshee. It sounds pretty like... I'll put it on a high setting right now. I don't know if you can hear that, but it runs really fucking loud. So, honestly, cutting it in half, I've not seen the overheat settings at all. I only ever saw it once. It was when I was updating the Pi, like I went through the config files and I was updating it. And I didn't have any heat sinks on. I just had the fan going. And thank God I did, because I turned that motherfucker on high. And it ran pretty damn well. So this thing's a monster. It's not really for constant use. You want to get a case and fan combo or try to make something yourself, but this works out pretty well. And we didn't get anything on character, so I guess we'll just play as regular Trunks. I forgot what Trunks' moves were. I do like the sword though. Wait, was he doing the Maseko? I mean, it makes sense, but geez, does he ever? Did he ever do the Maseko in the show? I'm actually really curious. I like how much more fun Shin Budokai had with the characters and stuff. Like, I remember correctly, I think Gohan actually uses the fucking Z sword in this game, which is not something you would think about, but still pretty cool. Now, what was his... I'm really curious what his attack is. Well, we fucked that up. I want to see what that combo looks like, though. What is that? Trunks, your fucking final move sucks. FYI. Get your shit together, boy. We'll have to see if round 2 if I can get it to work. And then after that, we'll be done with this, because there's not really much to say. It's pretty basic. I don't think they called it Maseko, but it's basic. But it basically is. Oh, okay. That was another thing I was wondering. I was thinking about it earlier today when I was testing this. What does... there we go. This is what the final technique looks like. Very cool. Only a little bit of lag there. That's not too bad. Could be worse. And again, something I don't mind is that if it's in between the fight, you know, as long as the lag isn't happening during when actual, like, your fighting is going on, it's honestly not that big of a deal. Like, who cares whether or not, you know, it lags, like, horribly. As long as it's not, like, 15 frames per second, you're good to go. Alright, so I think we're good to go here. But, no, I was thinking, who taught Gohan the Maseko? Was it Piccolo? Because it seemed kind of weird. Or not who taught it to him, but, like, you know, did he teach it to himself or something? Or, like, how did that work? Because I think Piccolo only used it recently in Super, I think. So that was a fun one to think about. And I'm also trying to think about what Gohan's first Kamehameha wave was. So anyway, now we are going to check out Final Fantasy VII Chris Core. Fun fact, this was my first Final Fantasy game ever. Even so, you know, to people wondering what it was like, you know, playing the game in, like, chronological order, this is what I played first. Though then I ended up playing I ended up playing the PS2 Vincent game, which was, yeah, it wasn't that good. So anyway, the cutscenes actually play pretty competently at 30 frames per second. We'll just go through this bit. We'll start a new game. Did I say load game? I did not mean to go load game. Go back. 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 Okay, I think that one's back. There we go. So we'll show off the cutscenes and then we'll show off gameplay. This game runs alright, though I have to say, watching this game now, the main character, Zack, looks so much like a Kingdom Hearts character. Like, it actually kind of surprises me. Also, I had to find settings to do the integer scaling for this, because I don't like PSP games stretched vertically. I only, like, people, like, always are like, you know, 4x3 by 69, stretching to 16 by 9 games, you're a fucking monster! And I'm like, but it's not that big of a deal, and I think I blame the Game Boy Advance letting you stretch regular Game Boy games to why that doesn't bother me, but the vertical stretching, ugh. I don't like it. So I had to go into the auto-scaling settings and change the zoom settings to 2 instead of the 2 point something something. So there's a little glitchy audio here and there, but for the most part, it actually the cutscene runs incredibly well. I do like this game. Even if I think the gameplay in actual 7 is better. How much you can do with Myteria in 7 is awesome. This is a lot louder than I thought it'd be. I hope you guys can still hear me. I love that. I love that. Oh yeah. I don't know why I love that so much. I don't know. It's just such a contrast from Cloud, who, you know, maybe that wasn't the intended feeling you were supposed to get from Cloud in Final Fantasy VII, but like the later games make you feel like Cloud's an emo person, but Zack is just so like happy. I don't know. I love his character. And this game looks so fucking gorgeous. Like, I do hope Square Enix made enough money back on this. Well, I'm sure the Japanese made a lot of money, because, you know, PSP wasn't exactly the most popular system.
Hello to you too.
Actually, no, it sold more than the Game Boy Advance, but I'm pretty sure it was on the market for, like, an extra 4 or 5 more years than the Game Boy Advance was. So that, you know, that kind of makes it a little bit more difficult to compare them to. The Game Boy Advance actually sold, and actually, looking at it, it had a pretty short lifespan. FYI, I've watched this cutscene like 3 or 4 times last night, trying to see how the auto frame skipping made it look. Yeah, it does look pretty good. Though, don't get your hopes up. Ugh. It's not gonna look that great in a second. Not horrible, but ugh. And again, my overclocking settings are alright, so, you know. Some stuff is above the average settings people can get, and other ones are the basic average settings you can usually overclock with. I love this music, too. Okay, so now we're actually getting an actual rendering, and get ready to see the lag. I'll at least show regular gameplay with the auto-skipping off at first, and then we'll go down and show you guys how it looks. We're only going to go 0 to 2 in all of these, to show it off. The problem is how easy it could be pirated, even if the console sold well, a game might not have. Very true. PSP was broken so easily. I love that stupid thing just so they just make it seem like it's from the original Final Fantasy. You know, that this is starting off like the original Final Fantasy VII did. Though I do find it somewhat clever. Oh, and now we got the lag coming up. Yep, there we go.
So I can cut loose, right?
Use some discretion.
God, how bad must their aim be? Like, they gotta be worse than Stormtroopers right now. They're not even fucking hitting him, and they gotta be like, hey, look at how close they are. Fucking A, I could hit somebody with a fucking gun. Oh, sorry, I'm pushing the wrong buttons. Damn, they're fucking me up. Okay, okay. Wait. There we go. Alright, I'm pushing the wrong buttons. It's been forever since I played this game. So anyway, yeah, actually it's running okay right now. I actually have credit for it. I mean, as soon as you use the magic, you usually get a little bit of flicker. I think depending on what magic you use. Yeah, there we go. We're getting some more flicker now. Okay, it did not run this decent the other night. What's going on? All my settings were going. Really? We can get modulating phase here? That's weird. What the hell? It has been forever since I've done this, so... Octo Slash level 3. This is actually running really well right now, so I'm actually kind of like wondering what the hell's going on, because it did not run this well the other day. Because for the most part, it's barely dropping frames. Alright, so just to make sure, because it's going to take forever to get back into settings, so we're going to do a save state here, so I'll keep going back to this point for when I need to show off some more. I might show off the other frame, the frame rate differences. I'm going to go through the cutscene again, because you can't skip that.
You got it.
Oh no, the stream health. Please don't go. We got 9 people watching. That's got to be a record. So thank you all for watching. I do hope you're enjoying this. Okay, we're getting a little bit more lag here. Let me feel my heat sinks. Barely warm at all, so it should be good. Again, I'm actually surprised it's running as well as it has. Alright, we'll see if it runs well here. If it runs too bad. Yep, starting to get a lot more choppy now that we have the more... Pretty choppy now that everything's going on. Okay, yeah. Now you can see how bad this runs. So, we're going to turn it in half, which I think works a lot better. 2 is just too choppy, in my opinion. But since we're cutting the frame rate in half, that means now we're running at 15 the whole time, which is going to be still unplayable for a lot of people. I feel like 20 wouldn't have been that bad. I wish there was a way to make it so it just runs at 20, but... I guess you can't just cut the frame rate randomly. You gotta have some rhyme or reason so it doesn't lag too much. I think this one's the Turk. Nope, I got Aerith. Even though it doesn't really matter, it's just a thing. Though it was always nice getting the cutscenes with the characters. I love the one where they just like, here, we're just gonna bring a helicopter in and just start firing bullets at it. I love that. That was amazing. Oh no. we are having issues right now. I wonder why. And I don't mean like from game. I mean like from gameplay. I don't know why. Is Zach like in Berserker mode or something? Alright, he's probably gonna die in like 5 seconds. So we'll show off the final frame skipping at 2, which was the recommended, and at first it plays fine, but look at this. 10 frames. 10. 10 whole fucking frames here. Ugh. I mean, don't get me wrong, at least it's not like choppy. I'd rather the frame rate be consistent than choppy, but ugh. This is a little too much in my opinion. And from what I remember correctly, you fight a lot of the bigger monsters in this game. A lot. Oh yeah, I forgot it. You can go behind monsters. You get criticals that way. I forgot about this. There we go. Why is it not letting me... It's not letting me do an attack. There we go, okay. Oh no, because I'm pressing the button that defaults you to attack. That doesn't let you attack. Alright, so that looks horrible.
Showing your back to the enemy. Overconfidence will destroy you.
More than likely, they recorded this and put this onto the PSP instead of this specific bit here, instead of actually instead of actually like rendering this, which I don't know. It's so obvious here, but I wonder how obvious it was on the actual PSP. I got no problems with it. I like this game. It's nice. Though I'd like to revisit it only because it's... One of the reasons I like to revisit this game is that now that I've actually played and I know the story of Final Fantasy VII, I'd like to see all the callbacks and stuff. Because you miss a lot of that the first time you play. So anyway, here's how these cutscenes play if you don't have the... Because basically, auto frame skipping does not work how you think it would. You know, it honestly doesn't work well at all, in my opinion. At least for here, you know, this emulator is also used for like phones and stuff too. So maybe for those they're a lot better, but here they just... You gotta pick one, and it's like cutscenes like this. Here, I'll throw the frame skipping at 1 to see how that one looks. So this game just, I wouldn't personally. What game is that? This is Final Fantasy VII Criss Core. It's for the PSP. That's what we're testing today. 15 isn't as bad. Sorry, the frame rate being 15 isn't as bad, but even on an overclock, this would be a fun game to play on the Pi.
Training's over. You serious? I was just getting warmed up. Zach. Embrace your dreams.
After this cutscene, we'll go to the next game, which I think is Birth by Sleep. Which I have a save state because I don't feel like skipping 20 cutscenes.
If you want to be a hero, you need to have dreams. And honor.
This game looks so fucking good. I'm not even gonna lie. Sucks Sony didn't do more for the PSP. Anyway, let's get out of this. No problem. I'm glad to inform people of games, because trust me, you never know when, like who knows, like how many of us out there haven't even played our favorite game yet? Like no matter what would be our favorite game of all time. You know, like that's something that like it speaks to me. So that's like I want to help out with that. Alright, now Birth by Sleep, a game I never played before. I don't care. I have safe states. You can't tell me what to do, Disney Interactive, Square Enix. Oh, I didn't mean to skip that cutscene. God damn it. Can I go back? Can I go back? No, I have to restart. Son of a bitch. That was my bad. Cool. Cool. I'm just trying to skip these things, but I actually want to show the cutscene. In full-fledged 60 FPS. No, this game actually runs at 30. This was one of the games that was redone on the PlayStation 4, right? Because I would absolutely love to play that version. This cutscene runs at 60 FPS though, but that's because it's a cutscene. Actually, I mean, it's just technically a video. You know, I don't know how I could forget about Kingdom Hearts intros. Just the weird intros. These little, like, music videos in the beginning of the games. So the cutscene runs really well, but how does Birth by Sleep itself run? And again, starting a new game, you have to go through a bunch of stuff, so we're just going to load the state. There we go.
Wait, what am I messing around here for?
Sorry, I don't mean to cut stuff, but this is just more of a showcase, and Kingdom Hearts does not have a lot of fun stuff, and oh boy, look at that! It's... ugh. Seems a little choppy here, but also just... I think this game's a little bit slower than other games anyway, so... And being that I've never played it before, I can't really tell how choppy certain bits are, but from what I read, some areas run at 30 FPS and other ones run at 19. Let me read, I have my settings here. So Chris Core is said to be only 70% speed, which honestly I believe that. Birth by Sleep says it usually runs at 30 FPS and it actually runs, but some areas can run at 19. So it's like, would the right emulator and overclocking settings actually fix that or at least mitigate that? So that's what we want to test out a bit here. I know we're gonna have a lot more cutscenes ahead of us. Actually, I'm just gonna skip these. Sorry, guys. Cutscenes run pretty fine, so I don't think there's anything to argue with there.
Anybody want to spar? I can take you.
Alright, there we go. Now, actual gameplay. The important part. FYI, controls here are a little different than the, than an actual, PSP controller, so I apologize if, like, oh, press the X button to do that. Like, I just don't. They're not the same, so that's all I'm trying to say here. I'm actually surprised it's running pretty well at 30 FPS. It's not bad at all. It wants me to block the... oh, here we go. Okay. Wait, we were actually doing this? What?
You're gonna win unless you stay on the offensive.
I mean, I meant to do that. I was just showing off the... oh, shit. That was actually kind of zipped across here. Combat in this game just seems really nice, honestly. It's much more than the... and I got nothing against it, but it's a much more different than the mash, the attack button thing that Kingdom Hearts 2 was, which I have nothing against it. You know, I love Zelda Hyrule Warriors, and honestly, I wouldn't mind playing other Dynasty Warrior-like games, but... Aqua, what up, girl? I remember correctly, Aqua is seen as the, I want to say the like, the senior in this, right? Or is it supposed to be that her and, the other dude's on par? Strength-wise. I do know that technically she's the one who fixes everything. So what? Attack with your shoot lock command. Which one? What's the shoot lock command game? Oh, we have to keep fighting until our command goes up. Okay, that makes sense. Or am I missing something here? Enemies, then without letting go, press X. Oh, my bad. I'm stupid. It says without letting go. What do you want me to do? Okay, I must have messed something up here. Oh, I literally started moving my controllers. I am so used to, yeah, my bad. Terra is strong, but gets pushed to do evil things. Yeah, that bullshit. What? My bad. That was my bad. I apologize. I can't follow directions very well. That's actually my biggest issue growing up with a lot of games, because I never fucking read anything. I just kind of skipped along so I could play. Choose the character for this fight. I'll be Aqua, because she's pretty dope. Yeah, I see that now. Thank you, though, no Thrend. Oh, come on.
Looks like I win.
Probably should have gotten further into the game until I saw a moment that was supposed to be graphically intensive so I could show it off here. That's my bad. Hopefully the first world we go to will be that.
It's like the master said. Power is born within the heart.
Okay, we're gonna... Oh, wait, no.
When the time
I'm gonna try to skip as many cutscenes as I can from here on out then, guys. Because it seems like combat here, at least with two characters, went pretty well. Unless it takes too long and then we're just gonna have to say that. Hopefully it helps out, but not... I have no idea. I mean, we still got a decent amount of lag in that fight, though, so... Might be a good idea to do... I really need to change these controls. No, I can get used to them. I don't have to worry about changing the controls to a normal PS2 controller. That was a fucking lie. And I should have realized that. Can I skip this cutscene? Yes. Yes, Mickey, I'm sure you're having fun riding the book in the ocean. Oh, now I get to pick the character. God, this is horrific. I'm starting to get sick. Alright, so I think Ventus was supposed to be the first character in the way the story works. Because I know each character goes along the story. You kind of see the beginning, middle, and end. And I think Ventus was the first one. Though it's so easy to call him Roxas. I mean, that's kind of what they wanted to make it look like. Can we skip this one? Yes. Ew, yeah, we're getting bad frame rate here. That's not good. Now that we have a lot more going on than just a few characters. Ugh. I know, it seems like it caught on. But who knows, as soon as it starts showing more models, it might end up being a little bit more, there we go. Yeah, no. The more that's on screen, the more it lags pretty badly. Okay, let's see how the settings work at frame skip 1. I promise you, with how fast-paced this game is supposed to be, frame skipping 2, it looks fucking awful. Ugh, it even lags with 15? Ugh. Let's try 2, because even this, I mean, this isn't really, probably not even the most graphically intensive point in the game, guys. God, it can't even keep 10? Ugh. A question not related to PSP, but I'm not looking while I'm reading this, FYI, so please don't assume I'm not bad of a player. A question not related to PSP, but I have been looking all around for a video on Perfect Dark for the Nintendo 64 RetroPie emulation. Have you tried it? And if so, how does it run? I'm going to assume it runs worse than GoldenEye, and GoldenEye is a pretty bad one, even after I did everything that I could with the settings and for overclocking, and again, mine's pretty average overclocking settings when it comes to the Nintendo 64. So, anyway, we're gonna skip this scene. This game has bad lag on Xbox One as well. Does it? So even the Xbox One, sorry, the PS4 and Xbox One little ports that they had, even that wasn't that good at all? That sucks. I mean, at the very least, as long as it runs, you know, somewhat playable. I mean, dipping to like 55 frames every now and again isn't too big of a deal. It's funny how many cutscenes there are, so it's like not all one cutscene because they had to put as much, they had to do everything they could to pack as much into this game as possible. All right, let's go back to 0 and see how it runs for a bit. The Land of Departure. But anyway, yeah, when it comes to Perfect Dark, you're not gonna get a no lag solution at all. And in terms of running decent, it's probably not gonna run. Ugh. I mean, I was able to get GoldenEye to somewhat run okay here, but okay, this is the first world. Wait, there we go. My buttons are mixed up. I gotta remember, the top 2 left ones are switched and the bottom 2 right ones are switched. Oh, there's an actual emulator, the PSP emulator on Xbox One. That's interesting. Probably had to hack it for that. I find it funny that even that doesn't run too great for games like this, so it might be a compiling error then. That's the only thing I can think of, especially if even the Xbox One has trouble streaming it. Not streaming it, sorry, playing it, but I don't know, I hear people say that phones, they run all these games perfectly, just use the emulator on phones, and I'm like, oh, I fucking doubt it. Maybe it's just me, but, oh god. Was that just me, or was there graphical issues? I didn't see that. Wait, no, I can look at the stream and see it. But yeah, no, I get people talking about how phones work perfectly, and why don't you just use those, and I have to explain to people that the reason why I recommend the Raspberry Pi over so many other devices is because you can play it on an actual, I'm waiting for this. Oh no, the graphical issues didn't seem like they were anything. Nope, that seemed normal. Oh wait, no, that looked a little weird. I doubt that was supposed to be the same. Woohoo, a potion that coincidentally looks like a Keyblade. But yeah, no, it's just one of the issues that I have when it comes to people wanting to, like, I get what people are trying to say, that, oh, it's so much, cheaper, or, just use this or that, but it's like, in reality, oh, hey, fat ass. But it's like a PSP and phone, you have to have extra stuff to connect it, and even then, a lot of the times, the image is softer when there's like H2, because like the actual PSP to TV stuff does not look good at all. At least in my opinion, it looks pretty damn awful actually. because they make the image softer, and then you have to like zoom in, and you have to get the right, and especially now, you know, you wouldn't be able to go straight to HDMI. So if you're, you know, a lot of TVs have already phased out component cables, so. Same thing for phones. Even the ones to HDMI probably will have a very soft image. So it's something I'd love to check out in the future. I would love to. This is gonna be the overclocking video is gonna be my last Pi video, and then I'm gonna go on to other stuff. I'll have some time off because I'll be at school. I'll have a pretty tough time at school. But I'd like to check out the original Wii, which I don't have one, so I'll have to buy one. I'd like to check out both the PSP 2000 and PSP Go, and then also try out my new Galaxy 7. Whatever the newest model is. I have the Galaxy 7 Plus. So, and then I'll find, then, if you guys know of any good HDMI to TV, or phone to HDMI things out there, I'd love to see it. Ooh. I'm hearing a lot more glitchy in the audio, and a little bit more lag. It seems like whenever there's more models, the game just, yeah, like right here, it definitely slows down. So it seems like that's the biggest issue with Birth by Sleep right now. The more enemies there are, which, you know, Kingdom Hearts usually has a lot of enemies, the slower it runs. And let's see if the frame skipping at 1 works well here. And then after that, we'll switch to another game, because we're almost on an hour. We have a lot more games to play, guys. I don't know about you guys, but I cannot get used to this, you know, this frame rate being in half. Especially because this level's supposed to have all these extra effects. So, alright, we've been at this one for a while. I think it's time to dip out. So then, let's play a game. What do we got next? Ooh, Megaman Powered Up. This is a fun one. This is a very fun one. So this game actually runs normally, at least on a regular PSP, at 60 frames per second, which kind of makes sense. It's a pretty low-end game, so it's like, hey, if you can make it 60, make it 60. Make it feel as fluid as possible. So anyway, with this, I'm still surprised that the Dragon Ball game ran at 60. Then again, the models are pretty lame. Was it 60? I swear it was 60. We're off, right? Yeah, we're off, so... Maybe it's just this cutscene. Anyway, who plays Mega Man for cutscenes? Not me! There's no data. What? Who deleted my Mega Man data? I'm a little pissed off now.
The year 2000X.
So you'll hear a lot of glitchy voices here and a lot of other stuff as well. Have you tried Damon PS2? What is that for? Is that like a PSP emulator for PCs? If so, I have not. I actually haven't messed with any PS2. Oh, look at this. All this lag. Ugh. It's funny because this game said almost full speed on the compatibility list, and it's like bullshit. Like, you can hear how slow this is. So I don't even get, because this doesn't even include the fact that it's a, yeah, I mean, how choppy it gets just out of nowhere. Yeah, I don't get where almost full speed's at. It just doesn't make any sense. PS2 on Android. Oh, okay. I have not. I'd be curious to see how that runs, though I'd have to find a good way to get the controller to work on phones. So we'll cut this in half, and if I remember correctly, cutting in half actually makes it pretty nice. Pretty playable. You can tell it's supposed to be running at a faster frame rate, but it's not that bad, actually. Because I know PS2 games in general just have issues with, you know, it's funny, PS2 is kind of like the Nintendo 64 of some things. It's just, you know, they've done, it's taken them a lot longer to get stuff done, and it has nothing to do with the programmers or something. It has to do with the architect of the console and stuff like that. That's why, you know, that's why Dolphin seems to run a hell of a lot better than the Nintendo 64 emulators do. Of course, it needs more power, but, you know, that's really besides the point. Well, your lab's all fucked up, so, I do like all this extra stuff they did for this Mega Man game. This definitely seems like the better Mega Man to play. FYI, I've never played this game either. What I need to do is on Amazon there was a PSP collection where you could buy both Mega Man Powered Up and Mega Man Maverick Hunter X, which I really wanted to do. I'm half upset they didn't go as fun with Maverick Hunter X in this. So anyway, even with all this extra stuff as well, we would also be having a lot more lag here in the 60, but at 30 it runs pretty good. It barely dips. So I do have to give credit where credit is due. It does a pretty good job. There we go. Yeah, I never really was a big regular Mega Man fan. I originally started playing Mega Man, like got really into it with the Star Force series, which I know people are going to be like, that series sucked. Because of how different it was. But I like the Star Force games. I for the longest time, I've been meaning to do a playthrough of the second game, because I did a Let's Play of the first one. First game, honestly, don't play the game starting with the first game. Play the Star Force series, because the main character is such a fucking emo kid. It's hard to really put up with him. But the second game, he's much better. You actually feel like there's some character. Say it ain't so. If this were Mega Man X, we could only hurt him by hitting him in the eye. FYI. Alright, so we don't need to go that. So who should we fight first? I tried playing Cutman the other day, but I got my ass kicked. Oh, you can actually go through the first level again. Nice, that's actually kind of cool. I do like the extra characters they added in here. Though, I think it was a good move changing Oil Man and just making him have yellow lips instead of orange lips, so they didn't think he was a racist stereotype. I guess we'll just do Cutman again, just because the level's so simple, and I haven't played the other ones before, so... Yeah, for the most part, this game runs pretty well at the 30 frames. The only thing you have to watch out for is, especially when you're battling boss fights, and you're going to see it when we're playing Cutman, if you guys ever remember the old days of YouTube where there was not 60 frames per second at all, it was always converted to, I believe, 30, you'll remember, like, Sonic games where, like, Sonic is completely enveloped by a shield when he has the shield power up. Basically, we run into a similar issue here where if you get hit, you know, the flickering that's supposed to make Mega Man look like he's, the flickering basically makes Mega Man look invisible, which he's not supposed to be. Like, you can see it pretty bad here. But, I remember when I was fighting Cutman the other day, he was literally invisible, which made it much more difficult to fight him, and I didn't beat him, actually. I was just like, alright, I don't really feel like spending an hour getting into this. I like how soft this music is. I actually used, I think, Electman's theme from this game in the second emulator video, the experimental ones. I don't know. It's not hard rocking out music like I'm used to for like the Mega Man X series, but I have to say I still love the... I don't know, the softer tone music is pretty nice. Definitely better than the Wily Wars, which I'd hate to be mean, but I'm not a big fan of what the... You really have to know what the... You know, a lot of people didn't really take advantage of what the Genesis could do hardware-wise. Like, I hate to be mean, but most companies were just lazy. That and the sound effects. I mean, I guess at first it might have been like, oh, this is the Genesis twang, you know, look at how it sounds, but, personal opinion, I guess. Okay, the stream's been in the yellow for a while, but that doesn't necessarily mean... Yeah, video output low, but what do you do? I don't get how we were supposed to do that. It's not like we can aim upward. That would have been pretty cool. Damn it. We're gonna go into this boss fight with some problems. Oh yeah, we are. No! I did not mean to fall. Actually, I wonder, would that be able to hit him? No, it doesn't. That's lame. If the bullets are bouncing off, that means they should be able to hit them. I call shenanigans, and we can't hit that, so we actually have to go a different way. Checkpoint. Jumping and shooting, man. Actually, can we reach that? Nope. Why is the game not full screen? I don't like full screen when it comes to, but I can actually show it off just to show it off. Yes, Mega Man, I know you're dying. Oh, wait, okay, well, apparently I won't show this off, because... Go, go, go! I'll show it off real quick. This one actually isn't too bad, because it has softer, but for a lot of, like, the... like Chris Core and Birth by Sleep, I think it looks horrible. But the way you got to do it here, and if you actually have a keyboard plugged in, I honestly recommend it for this emulator because it's so hard to run these. It's so easy to mess these settings up or just have them not want to work with you. But here we go. No, texture filtering. What am I looking for? I think I missed it. Where are you at? Okay, display layout editor. So I had to go to manual scaling and I had to change the zooming. So you want, I think the zooming they had was like 2.7 something. How do they have it on here? That's weird. So they, stupid. All right, I guess we'll just have to do manual and I'll have to scale it back later. Auto scaling, okay. So that should do it on its own. Yep, and here we go. This game doesn't look too bad, but I think the ones that have heavy cutscenes just don't look good at all. I think this game and, like, I think Dragon Ball Z Shin Budokai aren't bad at all, but I do not like the ones, like I said, in Chris Core and stuff, so I will probably change it back later. And here they make it so you have to hit his eye, but why not the boss fight? I mean, I know it's supposed to be a beginner boss fight like the Mega Man X series did it, but I can't seem to help but laugh. By the way, who's excited for Mega Man 11? I'm actually really excited Mega Man's coming back, and I really do hope that, not only that, but with the X series too. Oh, I forgot we're getting the a bigger X collection. I'm so fucking excited. What are the odds that when Mega Man 11 comes out that it would have the same issues that X7 and basically most of the later mainstream Mega Man games had? Yeah, off topic. If you mean like the 3D change, the fact is that the game looks like it's not gonna have like a 3D mode. It's specifically going with, unless you're talking about something else here. But it seems like Mega Man 11 is just going for this right here. It's going for a 2.5D with the 3D, 3D visuals but 2D platformer. And honestly, I'm really excited to actually play it. I think it's going to be pretty good. It already looks like they're mostly good with the game. They're done with it because they knew that if they were to make promises and then fuck it up, it would completely. And I'm gonna get my ass kicked here, by the way. See, look, Cutman's invisible. Fucking frame rate. Fucking frame rate bullshit. Let me see if I can actually change it back. See if that should fix it, but it would be obnoxious to keep having to turn the frame rate off and on. Oh, yep, and it runs slower now. Ugh. Oh god, look at how slow this is. Quick question, have they made Cutman look emo at all? There's got to be that fan art out there where Cutman looks emo. He's got like the dark hair and stuff. But anyway, to voice my opinion, I think Mega Man 11 will be good. I'm honestly more excited to hear. I mean, I would love to see them do something more with the X series because that's where I loved it. And I mean, I still have to play. I have to finish 3 because 3 sucks. Sorry to any 3 fans out there. I hate the music. I hate the way the game works. And they usually have their super moves after you go down after a while, too, with these guys. Oh, thanks, game! See, this is gonna make it unplayable. Especially a game like this. God. I forgot they do that. I wonder, is it gone when you come back? I think the original made it so they were gone. Alright. And after this one, I'll just call it quits for Mega Man Powered Up. Guys. That's really going to be the hardest point. And I really have a hard time believing that someone said this game was almost full speed. If almost meant 45 frames per second. Because that's not almost full speed. We got a ways to go. That's actually 75%, I believe. I'm good at Mega Man X. I'm not good at regular Mega Man. I gotta be able to like climb on the walls and stuff. Yep, and I died. Alright. Well, we'll call it quits for that one, folks. And now we're going to go to a game that, if I remember correctly, is this next one? Oh, wait, no. Monster Hunter Freedom Unite. I wanted this game to work so bad. So bad. When I immediately found this emulator, I picked this game to play just to see if because you can change the controls here and then you can have it so that you can set the controls, the camera controls to an actual control stick. Nope. Didn't work. I'm still upset. Okay, so let's just show this game as the regular. Speed it first, continue. And then we'll get my character name, which is Huh. I wonder if anybody got that joke in my Let's Plays. All the main characters, or at least the names that I had, were usually or uh-huh, or shit like that. Oh, did I not save the game? So is this technically the beginning of the game again? I guess it is. Fuck it. So cutscene runs decent, I guess. Then again, looking at it now, it actually seems like it's actually pre-recorded, so it should work well. Sorry, I'm on Facebook because I'm kind of tired of watching cutscenes. I mean, that's what's gonna happen when most of your games are RPGs. So, I don't hate the PSP, but my issue with it is I think Sony should have done more for it. Sony does about as much for the PSP as Microsoft is doing right now with the Xbox One in terms of trying to get exclusives and stuff. Honestly, Sony did more for the PSP than they did for the PS Vita. They, like, just threw some stuff at the Vita and then just kind of looked away and let go. Though I am upset, I will never be able to play that unless I get a Vita. I won't be able to play the Uncharted game. I might just end up watching a Let's Play of that. What the fuck? Okay, so if no one's wondering why I'm surprised right now, how? So the text is fixed here, which is one of the biggest issues. It's got to be something different. I don't know. I'll have to look elsewhere. Oh, all right. Using script. Where? That's what. Or it's what. That's what that is. Yeah. Frame skipping. We'll put on 1 now. See if that. Oh my god, that's still as bad as it was beforehand. I'm only gonna button mash here because of I like how bad that bird looks. It's my best friend, the Burbs. Not like my loyal companion, Cilantro. I love my damn bird. He's adorable. Alright, so yeah, the game... it seems like it's going for a decent 15. Yeah, this text is fine. Give me a second. I want to see if the integer scaling will fix that. Or fix that as in make it worse, but I'm actually kind of curious. And I want to go back to the integer scaling anyway, because that's what... Manual scaling... Resize... I don't know why this controller has issues. No, I wanted to go to... There we go, okay. No, it's fixed. It's gotta be the... I have to check real quick because I'm just so curious. It's got to be this setting. No, it's got to... I mean, I guess it is still kind of hard to read, but still, it's not... But no, it was horrific on the LR version of this. That was just bad. I actually wonder whether or not doing that actually would help with, like, if we just ran it, like, 4 times, what would that do? So I guess you could go 1 extra PSP if you wanted to help some of the settings, but from what I saw, you're not going to help them out that much. 2x seems pretty... Wait, I just did frame skipping. I did just do frame skipping, goddammit. Also, what are the exact limitations of the Pi, as in what is the most powerful console the Pi can emulate? And yeah, it's not going to run something like Fallout 4, of course. Though, you'd be surprised, I would probably get somebody on my video going, yo, can it play Fallout 4? So, because I don't want to be mean to people. People just don't know what it does. But I don't know how many people it's like, okay, so the furthest... What was it? I think at one point it said, look, if you want to know what other emulators you can play, you can go to GitHub and you can see all of them. But just don't expect it to run anything PS2 and beyond. And I still have people asking me if it runs the PS2, the GameCube, the Wii, and stuff like that. But basically, in terms of home consoles, the Dreamcast is as far as it'll go. And in terms of handhelds, the PSP is the closest. They used to do the Desume for the DS games, and they didn't run too well at first, but Drastic runs really well. However, apparently the guys who made the emulator didn't like how it looked on the Pi, and they removed it from the Pi, not the store, but the thing. So if you don't already have it installed, I haven't tried reinstalling it on like a different SD card, so I don't know how true this is. I'm sure if you dig through, you could probably find it somewhere. But Drastic ran DS games pretty damn well. There were a few that just broke right away, like for some reason. I think it was Phantom Hourglass didn't run at all. But yeah, so basically, PSP runs like probably like 10% of games probably well is what I would guess. So 10% of the games are at least, if maybe quote unquote perfect, or at the very least they dip a bit. If not, that probably might be the 20% range. I would then say another 20% kind of have issues. Probably more of the 40 or 50% have issues. And then the rest are probably like, don't work at all, garbage, or just haven't really been tested, so we don't really know yet. I'm actually playing a game on here that tests really poorly. So this one says it has issues, and it really doesn't. It's weird. The hub actually runs worse than the outside world, which really confused. So we talked to all these people. Though but there's still some unique emulators on here. There's some for a lot of like older like Commodore 64, old Apple Macintoshes and stuff like that. Oh, the stream is going real bad. Apologize for that, guys. I'm still surprised how well this text looks. Like, this really blows my fucking mind. Because that was the biggest issue. So that's something this PSP emulator actually fixed, which I did not see beforehand. Here we go. But anyway, now we're going to get an actual going out here and testing how the game looks. It has been a while since I've played, so please excuse how bad I play. Monster Hunter 4. So now that we're out here, I guess we can turn it. But 15 runs decent, but I don't frame rates. So. There's also a V emulator games I have wanted to test out to see if I loved to play as a kid. And actually, Scum MV ended up, I don't know how far they got, but whoever made the port to the Wii ended up having some issues with, because they ended up using Scum MV to fucking run it without their permission. Is it dying that bad? Damn. This is actually running halfway decent, though. Alright. I don't know what I can do. Yeah, it's running pretty bad. Why is it running at lower stuff? Why is it running bad? I need to get a fucking direct line here. Oh! Are we good now? I think it says we're good. Okay. Hopefully that stays that way. Okay. Hopefully it's good now. Sorry if the quality changes. It changes on its own sometimes. Okay. So, I am to my computer. Hopefully that'll have to do with my internet. I'm actually surprised how much this guy is kicking my ass. There we go. How's the stream doing now? YouTube says it's good, but I'm not sure how good it's actually doing. So this game's actually doing halfway decent, I have to give credit for. It definitely has its lagging bits, and I wouldn't call it perfect by any means, but it... I mean, I'd take it over some other games, honestly. Actually, let me see how... Oh, that loading screen sucked. It's dying again. God damn it. No, let me pause. Wait, why am I doing that? I have a pause button here. Alright, I'm going to turn this off and turn it off again. I will be back. I did the thing again where I didn't press the commentary button. Literally did it at the beginning of the stream and I did it again. Okay, so... Let me see if I can hear myself now. Well, actually, no, I just have to wait for my audio to go up. My voice. I did the thing again where I didn't press the... Okay, there we go, so that's good. Alright, so we are back. I apologize. And I'll post it. We should be back. Alright, so I think a lot of my family's using my other internet right now, so I switched to a different one. I mean, technically it's going out of the same internet, but it's possible that everybody coming to the one specific... I'm using the non 5G version of it, so I mean, I don't believe uploading speed changes between the 5G and not, so it should be fine. So anyway, now I just have to make sure we're getting the master copy again. Okay, hopefully we're actually recording it now. If not, I'm going to be pissed, because that means I'll have to do everything Monster Hunter forward again. So anyway, I do apologize for that, guys. Hopefully I'll wait a second, make sure everybody can get back, and then we'll head back into Monster Hunter. So usually you have to wait a while to get into the to fight the big monsters, so that's really my only biggest issue right now, is that it's gonna take a while before Monster Hunter goes into you can't really stress test the larger portions until you fight the larger monsters, because those guys are gigantic, you know. Am I not allowed to climb those? I figured I'd be able to climb those, but I guess not. Oop, looks like everybody left. Maybe the stream's still not back up. I apologize if it is not, guys. I'm actually surprised how well it's running on this. Like, it's running pretty damn well. Like, it did not run anywhere near as well as the LR emulator did. Or version of this did, anyway. So, yeah. That's pretty awesome, actually. Oh. I ran out of food. It dips a bit, so I'm guessing when the big monsters come in and all the other special effects are going on, it's probably gonna be, like, horrific. Can't you download and save an FTP over? It's possible, and maybe I'll do that for just to see how it does it, but I won't be able to do it right now, just because even little, slightly shutting off the Pi for like half a second. The Elgato streaming thing is weird because it like immediately cuts off and it's like, oh, stream's over, bye guys. And it makes it obnoxious if you don't have really the best internet to just reconnect automatically. Which is why I want to go back to using XSplit when I'm not actually trying to get master copy stuff for reviews. Though I'm pissed because the Dreamcast one didn't save my master copy, so... But honestly, the stream footage doesn't look too bad, so I think I'm just going to use it unless I see it and I go, oh, this is horrible, and then I just retry it again. I'll just record it on my own time. But I might end up doing what you're saying, yeah, just see if I can move over a save. I know not all saves are the same, so that's what I have to watch out for, but I think it should be fine here. So, but anyway, for the most part, yeah, the it still lags, but it does pretty well, so hopefully the big monsters don't scare it away too much, though to be fair, that's when all the graphically intensive stuff's gonna happen. Okay, so we'll call it quits here. Next one's gonna be real quick, promise you. Naruto Ultimate Ninja Heroes 2. This one runs so bad. So I loved Naruto Ultimate Ninja. I love the series. I played 1 through 4. 4 sucked. 2 and 3 were awesome. And Heroes 2 actually has my favorite filler storyline in a Naruto game. I haven't actually played most of the Storm games. I only played Storm 1, which was alright. It obviously had a lot to catch up to. So anyway, we're just going to show off, because there's really no reason to show the Mugen mode. But actually, maybe I'll do it for like half a second. We'll just show the CPU fight, because it's pretty bad. Like, it's pretty bad. So we're running at the normal speed. We'll be Naruto, and we'll fight Shikamaru. We'll do... I like the tuning exams. We'll do the tuning exams. Oh, look at how bad this is. Look at how bad this is. It is that bad. No joke. 6 frames. 10 frames. So cutting this... You know, I'm sure a lot of people are like, you know, do the frame skipping, and it's like, it literally will not work unless I think even 5 frames a second, you know. But I want to show off what happens after you do the, see if I can do it. God, this is so obnoxious. Literally can't do anything, god damn it. I want to show off what the, get the chakra, come on. Come on, do the damn... No, I pressed the wrong button, damn it. I want to show off what happens when you do the, Come on, no, I want to show off the cutscenes. Like, it's that fucking terrible. There we go. Just don't press anything, okay. No, I didn't want to do this, damn it. Alright, I guess I'm not going to get to show it off. But, basically, after you do a super move in this game, the loading screen pops up every other second. No joke. The loading screen pops up in the middle of the fight, which is hilarious. So I wanted to show that off, but it's just... I don't have enough chakra to do the technique, so whatever. So anyway, now we're going to play Persona, which I'm actually excited. This one actually ran a hell of a lot better. The only issue is the graphical issues where, like, when you fight enemies... I need to turn the light on in here. It's gotten dark. Alright, I'd love to show more of that, but I think Atlas would actually claim that, so I don't want to do that. So I think I had a game that I tested immediately with the LR. No, I didn't. God damn it. Alright, so cancel the load then. I guess I'll have to go to the point where we actually have to fight monsters. No, cancel the load. Yes, there we go. I really should have switched the button layout. I really should have. No, not movie mode. Okay. That's supposed to be yes. That's supposed to be back. Have you played Persona 5 yet? I have not. I've heard it's a fucking journey. Like, again, it almost got Game of the Year? So, it was on the list. I know Breath of the Wild won, but still. No, I have not, and it seemed like it's pretty good. I've wanted to get into the Persona series, but I love playing games in order, even though I know the stories don't actually connect too much to if at all. But I don't know. Persona 5 is apparently blown everybody's minds. I might make I might make an exception to it, because I've heard a lot of good stuff about 3 and 4 as well. 1 seems more interesting to me because I'm more interested in the of checking out the Megami Tensei series, the Shin Megami Tensei series. I can't say it correctly. But for the most part, talking about this game anyway, before the game came out, or before we did the overclocking bit, it ran pretty well. The biggest issue was the pseudo 3D sections. I mean, technically they were in 3D, but they first person 3D sections, we'll call them that. But they pseudo would mean that it's pre-rendered when I don't believe it is at all. At least not the PSP version. Bit on brown. Because I got the shits. No, I'm kidding. That's a joke. Hey guys, wouldn't it suck if doing this ritual caused us to be a bunch of corpses? That would real suck. Especially because we're kind of having a party, like a corpse party. I've never played that game. I heard it's actually pretty gory and pretty fucking insane. I'm just not into horror games. Even like horror themed games, I really wouldn't care about. Like I will never play. Like I love watching Let's Plays of like Resident Evil games. You can get Persona 3 on the PSP. Yeah, I heard it's pretty easy to get the PSP games. Because even like the PlayStation 3 version, I think of Persona either 3 or 4, isn't even like an HD upscaling. It's literally just a port. So it still runs at like 480p and shit. Or at least it's running at 480p and just scaled to 720p instead of running at like a higher resolution. Which I think is kind of lame, personally. But, no, I think if I'm going to skip games, I'll either go straight to 3 or I'll go straight to 5 for Persona. Because I just don't have time for RPGs anymore. I really have to be dedicated to it. And I tried playing this game, but it seems like one of those games where, like, the first time you go through it, it's kind of a problem. But, like, after multiple playthroughs, like, the game's much more fun on multiple playthroughs, which, you know, is good for people who love the series. But if you're a beginner, it's kind of hard to get into it, in my opinion. RPGs are weird. It's, you know, it's not like the first time playing certain games. You know, they're, usually the future runs are a little bit better, especially when you know what to do. Yeah, maybe besides, Pokemon games, but, no, I would actually include Pokemon games, because I've had to look at a list like 100 times. It runs on emulation on the PS3 in 480i? Not even 480p? Ugh. Fucking hell, Atlas. Yes, of course.
I am Philemon, a dweller between consciousness and unconsciousness.
Okay, let me see if I can I skip this bit? I cannot.
Can you state your name?
I can't believe it runs at 480i. That's ridiculous. On the PlayStation 3. That's like the lowest quality I believe the PlayStation 3 can even do is 480i. Well, I'm not going away. This is going to be like last time. Mm-hmm. Oh, wait, no, I did it wrong. It would have to be... Because the first name's... my bad. I messed this up. I'm like half tired right now, so I'm like, wait a minute, where's all the letters at? Why didn't they make this a regular keyboard? Oh, sorry, first name, there we go. So I'm guessing because of that, the PSP version's probably the better version of Persona to play. So, with that, I'm curious. What was Persona? Was it Persona 4 Golden or something? Was that like a fighting game of Persona characters? Is that what that was? What was it called? I can't remember. I know it was like Persona 3 or 4, and then it had like a name right after it. And I think it was, I'm pretty sure it was a fighting game. But I heard a lot of like good stuff about it, but I was like, oh, I'm not into Persona yet, so I don't really feel like playing it yet. If you could help me out, the Senshin Network. Or the Sensen? However you pronounce that. Oops, stream's buffering. Hopefully that's just for me and not for you guys. Says the stream's healthy.
You have a very firm grip on your identity. I respect your strong will. In return,
Come on, we got 2 games left, PSP. Persona 4 Arena Ultimax. Okay, that's what I was thinking of. Okay.
to summon the selves within you. The gods and the demons
I remember there was one named Golden. Is Golden just the PSP version then of those games?
who need this
Or am I just nuts? I think I'm just... That would make the most sense.
to your proper time and grace.
Oh god, why is the... Yeah, video output low. Maybe it's because you changed it, YouTube. Not because of me, you dumbasses. I hate it when they do that. There we go. Oh, here we go. Live. There we go. Speed, normal, cool. It still says video output's low, but Persona 4 Gold is a remake for Vita. Oh, okay. That's what I'm thinking of. I remember there was something called Gold, so that's why I just assumed. Oh yeah, 2 things that made it hard for me to play this game. One of them is the way that, I mean, I guess it's isometric, but for some reason, especially on the PSP, it's so hard to get a good control setup for this. I know you can change the direction you go in, which I think is pretty nice, but it still bothers the hell out of me. Alright, so here are the 3D sections. And they ran absolutely horribly beforehand, but here, they... Still bad, but it's not as bad. Like, I think we got to like 15 at one point. That's how bad the frame rate was when that happened. But here, you know, sticking at 40 ain't too bad at all. So, I have to give credit where credit is due here. Okay, so if the nurse caught us... If we were in the nurse's office, when did we do that ritual? Did we not do it at fucking night or something? I feel like that would be something like a bunch of kids go to their school at night, even though I'm sure it's against the rules. Oh yeah, and technically I've seen a Let's Play of this game, the SGB Let's Play of the, not the remake, but the original one. Okay, so somebody might have to help me here, because I get lost in this game so fucking easily, because this map doesn't really give you a good idea on differentiating where each, like, oh, you have to go to the hospital. No, the hospital, and it's like, well, certain areas I don't know where to go to. I don't mean to be mean, but, like, I think, are we allowed to go, like, let's see. Yeah, like, oh, would you stop messing around, blah, blah, blah. And I think a barrier... Does a barrier show up around the city? Like, I fucking hope it does to make that a little bit more... I've gotten to that point before, but I just can't remember. Is this one? There we go. There's the hospital. You don't know, when doing the stuff for my Let's Play, this took... Or not the Let's Play, but when I did the emulation review, the experimental emulators for the Pi, took me forever to get to that place. Because again, I'm thinking, oh, it's just a 4x circle. You can only go in those specific areas. But no, there's some areas you can go around, but it doesn't really give you a good example about where you can go to, which annoys the shit out of me. And I forgot what floor this bitch is on. I think I'm going to guess the top floor. Door locked. Just knocking on everybody's fucking door. Hello? Anything crazy going on in there? Oh, wait, no. You visited her last week, too, didn't you? The week before? Is that so? You're unexpectedly nice to her, I see. Ah, he trying to get some. Or maybe he's just trying to be nice, you know. Alright, so I was wrong. I'm sure she's probably on a different floor. Unless she's in there. No, that would make no sense. That would be stupid. Okay. Is this the right one? Nope. Damn it. I don't want to call this game confusing, because I'm sure this is pretty... You know, they didn't change much from the actual PS1 game. Just better graphics and the music. Music's nice, though. I do like the music. At first, I was like, I'd rather go with what, at least from what I remember hearing in the original, but, Oh, wait, no. Did we... Oh, we didn't go to the 3rd floor. I'm a dunce. I knew she was on the 3rd floor. Oh, there's a 3rd floor on the marker. I'm stupid. Here we go, okay. Goddamn, Maki looks like she's pretty worse for wear. It's pretty weird, especially after seeing the PS1, how they changed the characters around, especially making Mark black. Oh yeah, I forgot, the PS1 version as well, they didn't have, or at least the American version, they didn't have the second quest. You could only go along the one path. I forgot about that. I still don't even get how that works. Yeah, cutscenes seem to run pretty well, too. Now, if I ever play this game, I probably will play it on this, play it on this emulator. On the Pi, anyway. I do actually own this game. The only games I don't own were Birth by Sleep, Megaman Powered Up, and, Monster Hunter Unite, Freedom Unite. Phantasy Star Portable 2, Infinite runs great on non-OC Pi. Ooh, very cool. Not the butler, no. I do like the concept of Persona a lot. Anyway, I've actually never played Phantasy Star either. That one's the regular RPG, right? Yeah, Shining Force is the strategy RPG. I'd like to play it after watching. I don't know if you've ever seen My Life in Gaming, but I like Corey's go over of the first game. It seemed like it's a pretty good RPG, so I'd probably have to check it out. It's on my list of RPGs to play. I think the next one I'm going to get into is... Oh, I don't know what to do. See, stuff like this. I don't know where to put points into. I'm not smart. So it's like someone who's played the game is going to be like, oh yeah, you know, you put all your points into strength at first, and then you go for dexterity, and then if you want to, you can do speed, but if you want to challenge yourself, you know, like shit like that. Not saying that's what you have to do. Just makes it a little bit more difficult to play some of these games. Oh no, please don't die, I love you. Oh yeah, Chrono Trigger and Mario the Thousand Year Door. Oh, sorry. I have the ability to move now. Yo, bro, just get over it, dude. He was just a butcher. Your butler. You can buy another one of those. Alright. Oh, there we go. Now, that's something that messes up. Oh yeah, basic controls, yeah. So we'll get out of this soon just because we're... Yes, I get it. But the basic because what's supposed to happen, I'm actually surprised it just speeds through it. But the way the game's supposed to work, if I remember correctly, is that there's supposed to be like a glass that breaks when you fight monsters, like. Tsh. But here it's just a black screen. Actually, I had an idea for an RPG, and this was the this kind of format was the one I was what I kind of wanted for the gameplay. Not one-to-one, I'm trying to think. It'd be more similar to like the Naruto Path of the Ninja games in terms of the way it looks, but yeah, where you can like move your characters around like their position and then base it off of that and like have a distance they can hit certain enemies. I really want to make that damn game. I literally wrote down everything for it. I love the whole game idea I had was based around the concept of relationships and like the main struggle. The main characters are like they're like the six main characters are in a pair, and then like they're all based off of, I think I made it rivals, enemies, and lovers are the pairs, and that's supposed to be like what they represent in like their personalities, and then like how the struggle between a relationship, and then like the different struggles that like lovers have compared to what like rivals have or something like that. So, and I love the villain's name that I came up with. So, but I do want to make that one day. I just have to. I have to get into more. Anyway, one more battle, and that'll be good. Let me show off the more of the Persona stuff. Form, fight, Persona. Oh no, you're looking at your Persona. I need to look at my skills so I can summon my Persona. Even though we already saw them work. No, stop doing Persona. Stop it. Oh, it has reflect. I'm stupid. I'm actually surprised a enemy in the beginning of the game has something like reflect. Alright, next one should do it. How did you miss? Lame. Alright, so yeah, this game runs pretty damn well. The worst are the little scenes here, and maybe there could be more graphical problems, but yeah, no, game runs great. You could play Persona easily on this. So now that we got done playing an RPG, I'm saving that for later in case I need to show off more footage, so I don't have to go through all that beginning section again. So the last game we'll be playing is Yggdra's Union, which does not have anything on there's no one says what it does on the list. Yggdra's Union is basically Fire Emblem. Best way to put it. It's a strategy RPG, but it's definitely more like Fire Emblem than anything else because of the way that like the weapons triangle is literally a thing in this game. New game, yay! I'll show off the beginning bits to show off the text and stuff, but for the most part it should be This game actually does pretty well. Usually you can make this go by faster, but in the first part of the game it doesn't let you.
At the southernmost tip of the continent is the land of Norn Valley. Although this
And yes, I actually own this game.
mountains and red earth is Fantasynia Kingdom.
I barely got far in it because it is very difficult, even on the normal mode. There really should have been an easy mode.
Runs a girl, kicking up a cloud of dust.
Okay, so. No, you're perfectly fine. Sorry for taking over your chat. No, you're fine. If nobody else is going to say anything, that's up to them. Anybody can point you at something else. Anyone can chime in and go, so how'd you feel about Uncharted 4? I wouldn't care, you know? You're definitely not taking over. If other people aren't speaking up because of you, that's them, not you. So I'm actually pretty surprised about how not glitchy the audio is in this game.
Perhaps I could hide here.
Didn't I see her run this way?
What's wrong?
Forgive me, ma'am. We lost her trail around here.
Are there any likely hiding places nearby? She might have ducked into that old fortress there. All right, torch the place.
Yes, ma'am.
I love the artwork in this game. Characters look so good. I mean, they're more of like a chibi-ish style, but still. I believe it's the same people who made, or at least helped make, Dissidia? Or is it Dissidia? The other JRPG.
What do you think you're doing?
Huh? Who are you?
That's exactly what I was gonna ask about you.
Aw, shit.
It's the thieves that infest this dump.
Are they allied with this
I love the silver-haired person's voice actor.
You've got some nerve.
Actually, I don't even know the voice actor's name. I just know his voice is just awesome. I'm actually surprised how most Sony games have pretty good voice actors. And I say Sony games, but in general, just Nintendo games always seem to have horrible voice actors. Okay, so should be nope, don't need to do that. There we go. There we go. So, when you're setting up this emulator, depending on what controller you have using, you might need to, again, plug in a keyboard and do controls. This game made me do that. And yeah, blah, 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 all this stuff. Actually, I think I have a save state here. Yes, I do. We're going to skip all of the this is how you play the game bit. Basically, it's based off cards. But, oh, hate is filled with inside of me. They don't have the L and R triggers. What the hell? One of the controller inputs, which I believe, which one am I using right now? For the Xbox 360, which is the main one that the Pi base its thing around. Ugh, why would you not automatically have the L and R button set up to, I don't know, for an Xbox controller, the one that the Pi specifically is like designed around? Bothers the hell out of me. Bothers the hell out of me. Okay. So I just have to make sure Millenor can get down here. That's this guy's name, by the way, Millenor. Yeah, oh, hey, boss, what do we do after we get next to him? Okay, boss, but, you know, how do we fight? Well, first you have to draw a card. But, boss, why can't I just hit him in the head? Whoa, 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 that's against the rules. You can't just do that. We have to be gentlemen in combat. Okay, boss. That's how I imagine any flunky. Especially that's supposed to be a brute. Alright. What the hell? That's never happened before. The game just kicked me out. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. I can only hope that was an accident, because if not, fuck me. That was not supposed to happen. Now we gotta go through this shit again. Oh, the R button does work. Oh, thank God. I needed my speed up button. I really needed my speed up button. Boss, we found something. What's this for? I have too much fun with that. Okay. Now I'm gonna have to hope. Warning, video memory full. Oh, that's what happened. Why not map FF to L3 and menu to R3? Because you could actually set it to the menu button on your controller. So, oh, did the thing lag behind? Yes, it did. Where's my stuff going on? Why not map FF? What's FF? Full. So that was an issue. That showed up for like 5 seconds, so I have no idea what that said. Actually, memory video move switching to slow caching mode. Okay. I'll have to look into that then. But that must have been what happened. The memory filled up, so it knocked me out. But can you tell me what you mean by FF? Oh, the speed up button does work now. Why did it not work the other day? That's weird. I love the sprite work here, too. I'm pretty sure it's sprites and not, stuff. This game actually was originally for... Oh, yep, here's some lag. Oh, no, that's, that never happened beforehand. This has got to be an issue with the cache. As it was having earlier. The slower cache must be doing this. God, that sucks. This game ran basically perfectly beforehand, and you'd think it'd run perfectly fine. Alright. Yeah, now it's lagging because of that whole thing. God, that sucks. You know, maybe it's the fast button that's doing it. I mean, to be fair, or not at least for why the game glitches up during those moments, but for, fast forward. Oh! No, that's the game's fast forward. That's not my fast forward button. The game has its own fast forward button that you use. It usually locks it off until you get to certain moments in the game. So I'm not saying I don't even know if this PSP emulator has a fast forward button, because it probably wouldn't work well and probably would mess up the emulator too much. But now, because if I were to do the fast forward button, I'd probably do it on the bottom right trigger. I like how she says "you bastard" constantly. Okay, it seems like changing the speed. Because it seems like the speed has different settings, and when you change it, it messes that up. And not the PSP emulator, but the game itself. But the emulator seems to mess up during those moments. God, this is a lot more laggy than I thought it was going to be. That upsets me. I thought we were ending on a high note here. But I guess not. I mean, we had some pretty good games so far, for the most part. I mean... The PSP seems like it'd probably be the most graphically intense. Oh, duh, that's high in the corner. Oh, she might... Yep, she's gonna kick my ass. We are axes, so swords usually use axes. Oh, I know, we actually end up defeating her in the end. And it seems like the high... Because if you check right now, if you look in the top right corner, you'll see the high. That's the game zone specific fast-forward settings. Woohoo, we won, yay!
What do you think of that, huh?
They're stronger than we thought. Accursed thief! Withdraw the troops! We're pulling out!
Alright, so that's basically it for this. I don't really have any need to test out any more of this.
I know you're.
Alright, so I would call today a productive day, though the stream crashing earlier was kind of a pain in the ass. Alright. And with that, we are good to go with PSP games, at least for what we showed off. So far we had two games that worked perfectly for the most part. I mean, I know Persona 1 had a little bit of issues, but so did Shin Budokai, but perfectly in my opinion. Chris Core and Birth by Sleep might be considered somewhat playable. I would definitely consider the Megaman Powered Up more playable, but... And Monster Hunter could also be considered very playable. The only games that didn't really work too well at all were Naruto Ultimate Ninja 2, Heroes 2, that had a lot of issues. And then Yggdra's Union. PSP FF should be mapped to the right trigger. Oh, it is. Huh, weird. Yeah, because this one has its own... Because the game itself has its own fast-forward button, so... Maybe this either the... Well, no, you said the Pi earlier, so it shouldn't be a different setting, but... Huh, I don't know then. Maybe mine wasn't activated, because I set the default settings, and I try not to put too many of the extra stuff on my controllers if I'm testing out a game, so... But yeah, I'm surprised about how bad Yggdra's Union actually was, so that actually scares me a bit, because I did not have that issue earlier where it just kicked me out. Again, there was a reason for it, but still, that sucked pretty badly. Alright, so yeah, we're pretty good when it comes to streams now of this stuff, so I don't think I will be doing... I don't know, I might end up doing Shin Budokai in the future, just because that was a lot of fun. I might stream that in the future, because I would love to beat that game. And then I'll just grind off screen for all the cards and crap. But yeah, we're basically done in terms of overclocking. I really have no reason to overclock anymore, because I really don't... You know, if... You know, for me, I have to be able to play the game perfect. You know, if I know there's an avenue to play the game with no lag, I'm going to take that avenue. I would love for the Pi to work perfectly, but, you know, it doesn't. So, but no, I have plans in the future for more streams. So, it'll be fun on YouTube, and to show off more of what the Raspberry Pi can do. What exactly I'm going to do, I don't know exactly yet, but, yeah. So, thank you so much for everyone who showed up, especially you for hanging out the most. The Sen Network, I apologize if I pronounced your name wrong at all. It has been a lot of fun getting through this entire thing, and hopefully... You better be saving my settings. Hopefully everything got recorded properly this time, because if not, I'll be a little upset. So, especially because these games turned out pretty well for the moment. I'm actually surprised about how well the PSP games turned out. You know, there's definitely... I think most of them could be in the range of, depending on who you are, they could be considered playable, but... Well, besides Ultimate Ninja Heroes 2, that one absolutely sucked balls. That was a complete mess and did not work whatsoever. But, again, it's all dependent, you know. You have to give credit where credit is due. The Pi can do a hell of a lot. So, credit where credit is due for the Pi. It can do a lot, and, you know, you can try to make it do a lot more than it really should be able to, so... But, you know, it's got its limitations, and hopefully the Pi 4 does PSP emulation better. If it's anything like what the Pi 3 was for the Pi 2, the Pi 3 is actually basically just an overclocked Pi 2 in terms of its settings. So if that's the case for the Pi 4, that'll be nice in terms of getting some of these games running, but hopefully overclocking the Pi 4 will get these games to run absolutely perfectly. But that all depends on what avenue they go with, so... Anyway, thanks you guys for so much for hanging out in the stream. It's been so much fun. I am now going to get just rolling on my overclocking video now, because I basically wrote the ending to I got everything written up. I just have to write the PSP bit because I got the ending to the stream, or to the video basically written up, because I kind of knew how most of this stuff ran beforehand. Maybe not perfectly, but it's not really hard to end off something, so... Just gotta add this bit, look over it a few times, and then I need to get started. Luckily, and / unluckily, I only work literally one day next week at work, so they're really cutting back on hours. So, half of me is like, that sucks, but the other half of me is like, oh, Gabe, more time to make this video, because I thought I wasn't gonna have time to get it, I just gotta get everything recorded, that's all I really gotta do. So, anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. It's been so much fun. I do plan on doing more streams in the future. I just don't know when, where, or what exactly I'm going to do. I will switch to XSplit, and hopefully that will help with some of these streaming issues. I really do think a lot of it has to do with Elgato. You know, it's nice for what it does, but if I do this again in the future where I get more footage, I would love to be able to maybe get my laptop out and then maybe record stuff off my... Because I have a splitter going right now. I can put one through one Elgato that streams and one to my old Elgato, which can do the... which could then do the... could do the quote-unquote master copy stuff. So that would be nice. So anyway, thank you guys so much. Have a good day. It's 10:30 a.m. for me, so I guess it's good night for you. I guess good night for you. Yeah, I guess I'm at 6:22 p.m. I live over in Arizona, so I'm actually a lot earlier than the West Coast. So I don't know exactly where you live. You're probably more of off in 2:30 a.m. So that would be UK, somewhere in the UK. Definitely in Europe, or am I off? I might be off. But hello, Dylan. We're actually just leaving now. I'm sorry. Give it a bit. Probably more like 10 minutes, and then this video should be up again if you want to rewatch this video going on. So, anyway, I'm going to head out, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I do hope you all have a fantastic night, day. Just have a great rest of your day. Seriously. Thank you guys so much. So, catch you later.